Hi there, welcome to my video on programming for the Vex IQ robots. This is called Graphical Robot C. So a few things I want you to note about Graphical Robot C is you can pick whether you want to download a program to the physical robot or whether you want to download it to the robot in the virtual world. So I've chosen virtual world. Next, you need to also double check that your platform type is set to the robot you have. So in grade 9, we are working with Vex IQ robots. So I can change that here. Next, if I exit this, the other thing that I want us to make sure is right is our motor and sensor setup. So you can choose standard models. So for example, this is a picture of what we call the Clawbot. And so the Clawbot has default motors in ports 1 and 6, and then the arm and claw motor in 10 and 11. And then it's got a sensor, a bumper switch in port 8. So we can look at that. There's the bumper switch. So let's hit OK. If you don't have the Clawbot, you might have like a custom one. Then you need to make sure that you choose, you can choose the standard base drive. So all it's got right now is the left and right motor, and then you can add other devices. You could add sensors to different ports. In the virtual world, I'm going to work with the Clawbot. So the Vex Clawbot. Ooh, this one's got more sensors, so maybe I'll pick this one because look at all the extra sensors I have. Okay, let's talk about some basics first, like how do we get our robot to move? So if I put down a forward command, here's some things you're going to notice. This number 1 stands for the duration it moves forward. Next, the second box stands for how it's going to move forward. So rotations means the wheel turns one complete revolution or 360 degrees. We could do it based on time. So now it's just moving forward 1 second, or minutes, or milliseconds, or degrees. So degrees means if you think of a wheel or a circle, it's going to go 1/4 of a turn of the wheel if it goes 90 degrees. This is good for short distances like moving the claw or the arm. Next, the 50 stands for the power that the motor is receiving. So 50% power, or we could type in 100% power, plus the direction. So if I want the motor to go in a reverse direction, I'd go negative 50%, and now it goes in the opposite direction. Okay, let me show you this in the virtual world. So let's go forward 1 rotation, and then we can download this to our virtual robot. We're just going to do basic movement. We're going to do the basketball drill. So we'll say start and hit play. And it basically did what I thought it would do. It went forward 1 rotation. Okay, let's talk about turning. So if we want it to make a turn, like maybe turn left after it sees that black line, here's the other thing you need to know. Let's say I want it to do a perfect 90 degrees. If I try to enter 90 degrees left turn, here's what happens. If I download this to my robot, reset, it's going to go forward, and wait a minute, that's not a perfect 90 degree turn. That's because here's what's happening. When it makes a left turn, these wheels spin. These ones don't. But these wheels, according to my code, only will rotate 1/4 of a turn, or 90 degrees. So if I want them to rotate more than 90 degrees, I'm going to get more of a full turn. It turns out that if I go to rotations and I enter point, I think 7.3, and then I download to the robot, that's going to make a nice, perfect 90 degree turn. reset, sorry, go. There we go. Next, let's talk now that we know a little bit about forward and backward, let's talk a bit about another motor. So right now, this has a claw and an arm. Let's say I want to move it up. Let's talk about that. So I'm going to delete these. If I want to make the arms move, I would put a move motor, and then it lets me pick. Let's pick the arm. If I say one rotation, that's a lot of turning. Remember, tiny amounts require tiny movements. So I'll say 90 degrees. I'm going to download this to my robot and see what happens. There we go. So there was 90. If I wanted it higher, maybe I want it to go up a little bit more, maybe 150 degrees. Download to the robot. Reset. Set my camera angle over here. Hit play. And now it's going up a little bit higher. What if I want it to go not up, but down? If I wanted to go down, I'd hit -50. Okay. So let's have a look at that. Let's download to the robot. The issue that we might have with this is it's already down, so it can't go down much more. So let's see. See, it's already down, so if I hit play, it won't go down any further. I could pick Clawbot with the arm up, and let's go back to movement and hit start activity. And now let's rotate around, and let's see now. Remember, I've got move motor 150 degrees, but this time in the negative direction. And there we go. Now it goes down. Next, let's talk about how we would program our sensors. So the Clawbot has various sensors. These orangish blocks help us program other things like sensors. So we could put a wait until and then select, let's say, the bumper switch, which is in the front. And if it says 1 or true, let's say equals 1 or true, either way, 1. Next, I can't put a forward command. I cannot do this. I can't put a forward command in front here. A forward command is a finite code. We want an unlimited command in front of that. So the unlimited command in Vex is set multiple motors. So if I do this and I say go forward until the bumper switch is triggered or equals 1, and then maybe let's have it back up. So let's use the backup backward. And let's download this to our robot and see if this code or program works. We're going to need a different table, so let's go home. Let's use this utility table, the large, huge utility table, and let's hit start activity. So ultimately it should keep going and bump into this wall, and then that'll trigger. And so something went wrong here, so let's figure out what. Let's hit pause, and let's check our bumper switch is good. What kind of robot do we have? So we got to exit the debugger, make sure we have the right robot, motors, sensor. Bumper switch is in port 8. Is that in the back? Left and right motor. Let's check in virtual world. Home. robots. Port 8, bumper switches in port 8. Yeah, that looks good. Motors in 1 and 10. Set multiple. Oh, here's why. Set multiple motors. I got the right motor, and then I got the right motor again. I got to pick the left motor. Download to robot. Let's try this again. Let's go to the large utility table, hit start activity, and away it goes. I should have picked 100% because this is going to be a slow go. Let's see it from a different angle. Oh, there's the bumper switch. So hopefully this bumper switch right there with the arm up gets triggered, bounces off the wall, and comes backward. Seemed to come backward a little bit. Okay, this is part 1 of our programming. Thank you for watching.